Alrighty, welcome back. We are continuing our little series on composing a music concrete piece using Audacity. Currently, we are doing a little bit of a tutorial set on Spear using the analysis or drawing tools. So we've talked about the cursor, the controls, and the playback speeds and so forth. And now we're going to look a little bit closer at these tools. Okay, again, these are nice because you can move them around. So if you're wanting to really sculpt in a specific area, you can bring the tools in so that it's easy to work with that specific area. Okay, so this is your regular cursor tool. And then again, we can use that to select specific individual wave lines. We can shift, click, and then select multiple ones. I believe control will not work that way. It's a little different than general software. So shift click will allow you to select specific lines. Okay, and then any editing that we do would affect all three of these particular tones, whether we bring up the amplitude, whether we use sliding, and we'll show you that in a little bit. Okay, here is our hand tool, or mover tool, and again we can just move the display up and down. You can see some of those higher frequencies in the initial bowl strike with my palm when I hit the bowl with my fingertips. This is a time region selection tool, so we can select all of the frequencies across a specific length of time. So in this case, I've selected from 6 to 9 seconds approximately, and any of the frequencies present would be selected, and then anything I did to edit them would all of those frequencies would be affected. This is a frequency range tool, so if I select this, I can select the entire range of frequencies here, and then again, anything edits that I do will affect all of that I selected. So it's a quick way of selecting a large region. We also have a box selection tool. So again, we can select specifically now the time and the frequency range. So if we just wanted to sculpt a certain area, that's how we can do that. And we have the lasso tool. Similar to drawing programs, we can select specific areas and draw an irregular shape. Now these tools allow us to actually manipulate and change the data here. So if I select frequency shift, I can bring these up. Okay, and you can see that it raised the frequency for those two lines, and it did a little bit of a ramp. It's the program is nice about giving you a little bit of a ramp so you don't get these bumps in the sound, these blips and glitches because of crossing the zero line with higher than 0 decibels. So it's a nice smooth transition. Okay, so we raise the frequency. Again, Control Z undoes that. Now this is also a frequency transpose. So this, I believe, is scaled to the semitones of the octave. So it would have given us a little bit more exacting frequency ratio based on the standard A440 tuning of a piano or other instruments. I'm going to Control Z that. Again, it still gave us those ramps. Okay. Let me zoom out. I'm going to zoom out with this tool for a second, then I'll give you the shortcut for zoom. All right. Now Control A will select everything. Typically in most software, that's what we'll do. Now I can use this, and I can move everything up, and I can move everything down. I can also move side to side this way in time. So if I wanted to add a little silence at the beginning just to give me some safety room to play, or that kind of thing, I can move it over. This is just moving in time, so now I can't raise it up and down. I can just move it left to right in time. This is an interesting tool. I have a lot of fun with this one. This is time stretch. So I can lengthen this sound out even further. Okay. Now it is lengthening relatively. So since the fundamental pitches, these pitches are so much longer, you can see them growing quite a bit. And now you can see all these little tiny little blips here growing just a little bit. Okay. But I have to stretch them way out to be able to affect those visibly at this zoom range. Of course, I can zoom in tighter, and then we can see that a little bit clearer. But I can also shrink everything down. Now it is leaving the starts of these sine waves exactly where they are, and it's stretching them in from that location where they are. So shrinking it down to its very beginning, lengthening it to further along. Let me undo all that. There we go. Okay, so again, it's leaving all the starts exactly where it was and just altering it that way. Okay, so that is basically the tool bar here, and the selection tools that you have, and then the basic movement tools that you have: frequency shifting and time shifting and time stretching. This is a playback scrub. I'm having a hard time using it on mine, but sometimes, and it may be because of my audio recording setup, it's complicated and it's having trouble with that. But the scrubbing may allow you, if you hold down your mouse button and you move this way, it will play the sound back for you just in that section, so you don't have to go and play spacebar or use the playback feature this way. You can do just a specific area with the scrub tool, but like I said, it's not working while I'm recording. And then in the next video, we'll look a little bit more at the drawing tool. So we'll pick it up there.